Welcome to the 905 podcast. I'm your girl, Savanna.
And I'm Charles.
On the show today, we have Gary Payton II. Charles, tell me what you know about him and his dad, former legacy there.
Straps, lockdown defenders. I love guys like that. Gary Payton's an exciting young player, but a vet at the same time. And I'm looking forward to having this convo.
Me too, because obviously, he has tons of basketball experience and not just, on the court himself, but him being around the court, growing up so much around it as well. So I'm really looking forward to picking his brain on, how those experiences have shaped him to who he is today, but then also going into his own game and his own identity with the 905.
It's a neat sort of opportunity for a guy like that who's been, has played 61 games in the NBA and has such a high level experience and what he's going to bring to the Raps 905 this season, especially in this unique season where all the teams are extremely talented. It's going to be a fun one.
Joining us right now is Gary Payton II, newest member of the 905 this season. Gary, it's a pleasure to be talking to you today.
How you guys doing? How you doing?
I'm good.
Gary, good to see you, brother. How's everything going?
Everything's, it's slow motion in here in the bubble, but, we're getting our work in. So, we're moving.
Gary, you have been in basketball for so long. Obviously, everybody knows your father. One of the most interesting things to me about you, as I was sort of looking some things up, was you've been Defensive Player of the Year twice in college, right? And then all defensive team in the G League. Is that something your dad would whoop you if you didn't defend? Being who he is,
I don't know whoop the word, but it would just kind of look at me like strange, if I'm a part of the family or not. So I'll probably get that strange look from him, but thank God I don't have to get that look.
I want to bring it back to high school real quick. Is it true? Did you do a year of swimming?
I did. I kind of got into swimming just for the exercise and, to get my, work on everything and just the conditioning part of it. And I just ended up swimming that year. I think it was my junior year of high school. I ended up swimming, but I stopped after a while.
I mean, how was it? Were you good?
Oh, I won my first meet. And then after I won my first meet, I just, I laid it to rest. I got my one.
Yeah, you end on a high note.
Yeah, and then we end on a high note and go back to what I was doing.
It sounds like it may not have been your choice.
No, it was completely up to me. It was completely up to me. I just said I'm just gonna focus on basketball, and just go with it.
So super crazy question, but did you just grow up with the ball in your hand, like because of the situation you were in with your father? Or was it your choice to play?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I grew up with a basketball in my hand, but my father was never pushy on it or anything. He said whatever you guys wanted to do, you guys want to pursue. He supported us, and just later down the road, basketball turned out to just be that sport for me that I understood.
When did you fall in love with basketball exactly?
I fell in love with basketball probably around growing up in Seattle, probably around my dad's prime years. Him playing against Allen Iverson, Kobe, KG, Vince Carter, Michael Jordan. It's just, got close with the game and got close with certain guys, growing up, playing on the court pregame, sneaking in locker rooms. So just the environment that I was in at a young age, just fell in love with being around the game, being in the arena, just, interacting with everybody in the organization. And from there, it just skyrocketed.
So outside of your dad, then who would have been your favorite person to watch as a youngster?
Young, I think it was Allen Iverson or Vince Carter. Allen Iverson, had the sleeves, the tattoos, he was different. And he was pretty good. So, that just made it that much exciting. And Vince Carter, jump out the gym. And it was just exciting to see him, at a young age, right there courtside and just seeing these guys, do what they do best.
That's the right answer by saying Vince Carter, because obviously you're at the 905 and we love Vince.
You can't forget
here.
Vince. You can't forget VC.
as you know, growing up, you have such a unique experience because not everybody's dad is an NBA player, believe it or not, but you have such a unique experience. Is there any players growing up that you really took to that, like, you know, would give you bops in the gym or practices, or like you got kind of hung out with a little bit more? Like, how was that like? Did you bond with anybody that way?
Absolutely. Definitely created bonds with a ton of players, especially, of course, my dad's team. Vin Baker was one of those guys back then. He was like an uncle. He still is uncle to me and my sisters and my brothers. And, you know, we still keep in touch to this day. Sean Kemp is another guy. You know, it's just, you know, we be around them, and, you know, they take us in as, you know, one of their own. So, and we just continue to stay with that bond.
Sean Kemp was so incredible. You remember watching those highlights? And they always talked about how small his hands were. But once he got going, you better watch out. You might as well have gotten out of the way. He was throwing it down on your head. It was game
Oh
over.
yeah. I don't think those small hands, you know, made a difference. Yeah, people was getting out the way for sure.
So listen, let me ask you a question not outside of basketball. If you were not playing, what would you be doing? What else are you most interested about, passionate about beyond the game?
Beyond the game, I'm really into tech. I like gaming. I have a few computers. I like you know, building apps and stuff like that. So just the tech side, try to get into a tech company, you know, and pursue it more. Then I haven't been able to get too deeply into it, but you know, I have a bunch of tech stuff, iPad, tablets, all type of stuff, you know, and so I would head down the tech line.
All right, I have a question. So, you know, if you had a nickel, I know we started the interview kind of talking about your dad, but if you had a nickel for every single time you were interviewed and your dad got brought up, how rich would you be?
I probably wouldn't be here right now. Probably wouldn't be here right now. Like, right. We probably wouldn't have this interview right now, but you know, it is what
all
it
right.
is.
You'd be sitting at home building apps.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Okay. So now let's go to your university career. You know, you played for community college at first, but then you went to Oregon State. Now you played under Trez Tinkle's dad, and you also played with him when he was a freshman and you were a senior. So what's it like playing with him again now with the 905?
It's crazy. I found out that I was playing with Trace from his dad. I was kind of out of town or something, and the draft happened and whatever, and coach was like, teaming up again with Buzz, huh? And I was kind of confused. So I called Trace and I was like, what's going on? And he was like, we're playing together back in Toronto. So I was like, oh, that's dope. But it's crazy, you know, how everything comes back around in circles. And we got 2 pair of Beavers up here, you know, going back at it again. Just like he's a rookie here, you know, and I'm kind of like the vet guy here. So it's kind of like we were in school in the freshman and senior. So it's gonna be fun. He's grew up a lot since then. It shows, and I can't wait to get on the floor with him.
And you guys went to the big dance together?
Yeah, we snuck back to the dance after a 26-year drought from the school. So that was a fun time.
No big deal.
Tell us. Take us through that. Like you're a winner. You won. You know, you everywhere you've gone, you've been very successful. What's that like? Like talk a little bit about getting to the dance. Like it's not easy, right? 26
I
years
know
old.
it wasn't, and that was one of my personal goals coming into there as a junior in Oregon State. You know, just trying to get that team back there. And the last team has done it. My dad was on it, so you know, that was kind of a big moment for the school and everybody. You know, to get back there after 26 years and try to snap that drought. So it was a fun run. Trace and the young guys had a tremendous effect on that run. And Coach Tinkle, you know, what he built and everybody built in to what he was preaching. And it turned out to be a good little run.
And you like helped lead that too. I know you're being humble right now, but you really helped lead that.
we had 5 seniors on the team, but you know, everybody did their part. And like I said, the freshmen stepped up huge. We were shorthanded at times, and you know, they came in and stepped up like seniors.
So you make the jump, right? And I'm always interested in like the the basketball jump, but talk about the off court difference in the jump that you had to make from college to the pros. Like not the basketball piece now, but the off court. What did you have to acclimatize to pretty quickly?
Just being professional. You wake up and you got to be an adult pretty quickly. So quick change. You got to be professional everywhere you go, and meet people and talk to people, and you never know who you're going to meet or anything. You never know who you're going to run into. So I think the business side of it off court, I'm still learning every day. How the business works, but it's a quick turnaround. But most guys handle it well, and they build a team behind them, pretty well. You got to hire some people, financial advisors, stuff like that. So, it's you learn something every day.
Now, you've played in 61 NBA games, so this is not new to you. But what's your mindset now going into 905 in this season?
It's a tricky season, dealing with everything. There's 15 games, so every game is going to really matter. So we got to get off to a great start and try to tell the young guys, be patient. The game's going to come to you. Everything's going to seem fast right now. Try to do my best to help slow it down, but just try to do my best to lead here. And like I said, every game matters, but we're going to take it one game at a time.
How was camp so far in meeting? I know obviously some guys on the team, but how has that whole process been?
Well, camp's been great. I think all the guys are excited, to get out and get up and, get moving again, but we also got to be careful with our bodies, take it easy. But it's been great. Coach Mutombo, he's been phenomenal. The staff's been great, helping out the young guys. We got a nice little group of veterans on this team, that to lead our young guys. So I think we're very talented, and I think we're going to have a great season.
How is the bubble life treating you, just overall, like outside of the court? How are you dealing with the bubble life?
Bubble for me, I'm fine. I'm a homebody, so I have no problem staying in, binging, binge watching, playing games, online shopping, stuff like that. So I have no problem with it. But it's good to see a bunch of guys I haven't seen in a while, since quarantine. So it's good to see some faces and interact with some old teammates and so I'm good with the bubble. What are
you binge watching?
I'm rewatching right now. Breaking Bad right now. I just restarted Breaking Bad. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna slide to Game of Thrones right after. So it's gonna keep me busy for a little bit.
Wait, have you already seen Game of Thrones before? Or?
Yeah. I've seen both of them. This is probably like my third, fourth time watching both of them over. So
who's your favorite character in there?
In which one?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones? The Wolf Man. I gotta go with the Wolf Man. Yeah,
really?
Jon Snow. I gotta go with Jon.
You got the look from Savanna. You got the look.
I know.
She's not approving.
It's Khaleesi for me, but that's all.
She has her moments, but John's that guy.
John's a good guy. He's a solid character. He's a safe answer, actually.
I was gonna go with Ari, the little sister. Now she's different. I like how she moves. She's smooth.
And so from a Breaking Bad perspective, who's your character?
My character in Breaking Bad, of course, Mr. Walter White he's gonna be Walter White. But yeah, I'm gonna stay with Walter White because he's back against the wall. You gotta do what you gotta do, and he gets stuff done. So I'm gonna go with Heisenberg.
Okay,
That's big time. I'm gonna put you onto a show you may not have seen yet, but The Wire. Have you watched that?
I have not watched The Wire yet.
I'm gonna put you onto The
Wire.
To.
I know. I've been told to watch The Wire. I know. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, Gary, you and I are in the same boat. I haven't watched The Wire either, but I've been told 1,000 times it's one of the best shows ever.
You will both thank me later. That's all I'm gonna say. So, Gary, let me ask you this: you're in the bubble. I know you're a homebody. You're gaming. Are you playing with your teammates, and what are you playing?
Oh, absolutely. Young fellas, I've got a couple young fellas in here like to talk smack. I think they know how to play these things. But we be playing Madden, FIFA. I don't really play 2K that much. It's just I don't know. But Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty, well, we do it all. Call of Duty is probably one of the popular ones, so because we can all play together. So when we can, we join up and try to get a dub.
You're like, I play 2K in real life. I'm not about to play it on my spare time.
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it. My goal was to get into 2K. I got in. I'm happy with it.
That's fair. That's fair. So COD it is then. Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You said you got into 2K.
Yeah, I'm in 2K, so we're good.
That's big time. I don't play, so I wouldn't have known that, but that's big time.
Oh yeah.
How does that feel?
I love it. I like it because they got the tattoos now, so they throw you in the big booth and get all your tattoos, and they have everything. It's just you, literally you.
Amazing.
So I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So I'm assuming that you would play with yourself.
That's the only person I play with. Only team. I put myself on a team somewhere, and I just play.
Are you satisfied with how they ranked you and rated you there?
For the circumstances, I'm okay with it because I was surprised that I was higher than I thought I would be. So
okay,
it turns out it's great. Yeah, exactly. So it's good.
So let me ask, you had to bring one thing to the bubble that you said, what is that one thing that you were like, I cannot leave without it? I'm coming, I'm spending a couple of weeks. What is it?
My Xbox, absolutely.
100%.
Finally, somebody said
No
Xbox.
question.
Everyone's out here saying PlayStation.
PlayStation, I know. I have this debate with my friends every day. There's 2 PlayStations, and then me and my other friend are Xbox. We literally have this debate every time we get on the game.
Yo, honestly, hey, I'm on your side. I'm Team Xbox.
You feel me? Microsoft, check me out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are your expectations now going into the 905 season? You're going to be a senior leader here. But what's your personal goals of getting out of the season?
My expectations for the season, I really, really kind of don't have any expectation. Just to come out here, help the young guys grow and learn. We only have 15 games, so it's going to be a quick season. And just try to help them progress, the fastest way we can by also learning and growing and, still trying to reach, it's only 8 teams to make the playoffs. So as long as we can get one of those playoff spots and we can continue to improve, and I'm sure we're going to play our best basketball when time comes.
So for those who may not know, and I know most people know your game, what is your game? How would you describe your game? I always find it interesting to hear the player's perspective of who they are, right? As opposed to everyone constantly saying what you can do. Who are you as far as a basketball player?
I don't know how many people may know this guy, but kind of like a Tony Allen in a sense, just with a little bit more athleticism. But Tony Allen was athleticism, like young Tony.
Yes.
He was out jumping out the gym for sure, and he was active. So I kind of pad my game after Tony Allen, try to just be that first team on defense guy, every year consistently and cause havoc. And that's how I get my offense going. So get steals, go out there and just try to make plays.
There's
and
not
get
a
my
whole
teammates
lot of
involved
like
for
that.
sure. Yeah, I don't think not too many guys like that now in the league, like a TA. So I try to hold myself and still try to leave the door open for guys like us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still fairly early in the season for you guys. So, how does this season already compare to the previous ones that you've played it for in the G League or even in the NBA?
The bubble alone is actually, is just, the time right now that we're in is crazy. But I kind of actually like the bubble more than, traveling, during the season. Kind of helps us body wise, and, we don't have to move too much or travel. Don't worry about all that stuff. So it's definitely different. It's 15 games compared to, I'm not really sure how many games we play in regular season, but 15 games is just 15 games at the end of the day. So that's crazy, and it's just going to be a quick turn of events, and I really can't explain, or even put in words how how different it is.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, you're going to be just fine. Everyone can always use a player that puts defense first, meaning they put their team first, right? Typically in this world of analytics where everyone's so focused on offense and scoring the basketball, I think it's going to come back around in terms of, appreciating and valuing guys that do the types of things that you do or have the focus. And you still have a very strong offensive game. You kill that every time, but you're literally a two-way player. I think that's like invaluable, especially when it comes to winning championships. I think that's been proven. Talk to me about COVID though. We're in this time. It's been almost a year now. How have you sort of managed through this time? Add the whole social justice movement that erupted. How has it been for you? How have you managed it over the last year?
It's like anybody would say, it's been wild. Just adapting with everything and going on. And I personally had it earlier when the NBA first stopped previously. And it's just kind of like a gut check. Just to put into perspective. How we the world at the time was taking advantage of the cleanness and protecting each other and being safe and stuff like that. So, it's just a gut check, I think, for everybody. And, we were trying to manage it as best way we can. And the league's been doing a great job of keeping cases low and all that. So it's just been wild. And everybody, like everybody else, I've just been adapting.
All right, Gary. So in the bubble, there's been tons of talk over the Golden Child, which is the team called Ignite. I'm sure you're aware of. How excited are you to play them and almost be like, yeah, okay, let me get my reps on these guys. Let me show them what's good.
No, the young guys at Ignite, I know they're very talented. I know they're excited, to play and show everybody what they can do, but it's still a different league. We got grown men in this league, and it's just it's gonna take time for them to adapt. I don't doubt their talent or anything, but it's just gonna take time to adapt, just like any other rookie or anybody who comes in this league. So I think they're gonna do well. Like I said, it's gonna take time to adapt.
That's
How
the answer of
excited are
a
you to
guy.
play? I know, right?
That's the answer of a guy who's played 61 games in the league, played against some of the best players in the world. He's like, no youngins coming in here and taking over.
But they do have in Brian Shaw. They have one of the best guys. To have them watch over and lead them. And guide them. Through their journey and process right now. So I don't doubt that they'll have a great season.
There is a difference in level of physicality just naturally from like a guy who's coming out of high school versus a guy who's played, 61 games in the NBA. So like naturally there's going to be an advantage for the other G League teams that way. But then, like you said, there's lots of skills that they have that's going to make it interesting.
Oh, very interesting. I'm sure, just like any other, national basketball player, they're going to adapt and adjust to the calls, got to adapt to the refs, going to have to adapt to everything. So, like I said, it's just going to take games, and those 15 games is just the circumstances right now, certain guys are going to have to pick it up sooner, quicker than others. So it's just how fast they pick it up.
What advice would you give those young guys, having spent so much time in the league now? What would you tell them to help them get ready?
Just to relax. I think that a lot of the young guys, they just think that they have to just go at a high pace all the time. I just tell them to slow down. Take your time. You're gonna make some mistakes, but just play through the mistakes with the energy and effort, and you just start to pick it up slowly but surely.
That makes sense. Do you have any stories of previous G League teams or NBA teams that you played on being on the road? Because that's the one factor now that's taken out of the equation. But I'm always interested in like the road stories.
I don't really have no road stories like that. It's just the road is just for bonding with your team. Travel on the plane, play cards or whatever you want to do. So it is fun. Bonding with your team, getting to talk to your teammates and go out to dinner with teammates. So the road is actually fun, for the team, and just get the bond. And that's what we don't have here, but we're stuck in a bubble here. So, we have no choice but to hang out with other teammates too and other teams and just, everybody in the league.
So with all the NBA teams that you've been around and the different organizations, obviously Toronto's going to be the best. But outside of Toronto, you're welcome. Outside of Toronto, where has been sort of your most memorable or the most special place for you to be, and why?
Out of that, probably Milwaukee, just because that's why I got my first call up. Got put into the system and everything pretty quickly. Started some games for them, and just got thrown in the fire pretty quickly. With J Kidd and Giannis, Matthew Dellavedova, just a bunch of guys. Coach Greg over there. It's just crazy, that they gave me my opportunity, and I think I had just the most memorable moments there with all my old vets, helping me out, working me through my process at a young age. And I think that moment and that time right there probably is going to stick with me probably forever.
The 905 and other G League teams, it's all about development. And going into this season, because you've had like a great a number of teams that you could draw information from and knowledge from, where do you think the 905 is like standing right now in terms of their progress of development? How competitive are they going to be this season?
The development at 905 I always hear that this development is crazy, with their organization with the Raptors and 905, they do a hell of a job developing players, and put them in the right position in the right situations. And it's just been amazing. And I've been nothing seen but, the truth here. So hopefully we can continue and, just like the team did a couple of years with Van Fleet and Siakam, all of them, we can just follow their footsteps and, get call-ups right back up to the team. So I'm just trying to buy into the program and just continue to work.
I think I'm going to know the answer to this. Being a defensive guy myself, what do you prefer? What gives you bigger joy, shutting guys down or scoring big?
Oh yeah, just shutting guys down. Absolutely, especially if you get an assignment, a guy is averaging 25, whatever. And you just cut his water off completely, and it's just, you really don't have to say anything, you literally don't have to say anything, just smile, say good game, just continue to go on what you gotta do, Yeah,
you almost want to give him a hug, comfort him. There's no better feeling.
There's no better feeling, and especially, it's a big guy, like I said, putting up numbers nightly, and you come in and you cut his water off for that night.
So wait, would you rather block that assignment or dunk on them?
Honestly, I would probably just rather just rip him, like one-on-one, just straight up, just take it, just poke it. Just poke it is what I like to call it. Just poke it and then just go dunk it. That would probably be ideal.
Okay.
Do a little look back on your way to finishing the layup or the dunk.
You feel me?
I'm with you. Just you do one check as you poke right away, and then the last one right before you finish it. I'm with you.
All right, are you going to try it? Or you don't try it? Don't try it. Okay, we're out of here.
Hands up, avoid the ball as you turn back. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I can visualize that. I've got that visual in my head. So obviously, development is a big focus here at the 905. But winning this bubble could be pretty special, right? Winning the championship. How do you balance that sort of focus, or are you all just like, let's go win this thing in this short period?
No, just like I said earlier, just take it one day at a time. We only have 15 games, so let's lock into those 15 games. One day at a time. They're gonna come quick. Every game is gonna matter. Every possession is gonna matter. And like I said, that time we can sneak in the playoffs, and it's one game from there. So if we can do what we need to do and take care, we're gonna be at the right place at the right time, and then we can finish from wherever we are.
Who has been the toughest matchup for you to play against? Like who's the hardest person that you had to defend?
Ish Smith.
Ish Smith.
Ever.
Okay.
Ish Smith. My rookie year, we played it was like my second or third game after getting called up. It was Detroit. I had Ish. I said when I was running around the entire game, I was running the entire game. It's just he's so quick, so shifty. It's just like, and he's so low to the ground. It's just like his cuts are just on a dime, and it's just a lot of work, you know. And he facilitates the ball. He has that ball in his hand most of the game, so you're getting hit by screens after screen after screen each possession, and it's tiring and wears your body down, and it's a lot.
I remember in my former playing days that like the hardest players to guard were the ones that just never stop moving if they had the ball or if they didn't have the ball, because like you almost always gotta like look at them.
Oh, of course. And of course on defense, he's a pest. You know, he gets into you, he doesn't let you breathe or move, and you know, he's just always bothering you, you know, just doing something. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Is there a personal end of you that takes those games and rewatches them? Like, okay, what do I got to do to make sure, you know, next game I wear them down, cut them off, disrupt them? So do you do that?
Absolutely. On a defensive end and offensive end for sure. You definitely got to watch film, break it down. But on the defensive end, definitely watch film. You know, see what guys like to do. Tendencies. Also watch yourself and see what you can do better, you know, in that situation, and try to take stuff away from guys for sure.
Gary, are you much of a sneakerhead?
I have a few pair here and there.
That means 50 plus.
I got a few pair.
That means 50 plus. I know that answer. That's a 50 plus answer.
There's a couple in the house.
I got 3-4 rooms dedicated. No big deal.
Hey, I don't got no heat with me. I just at the house. I can't. Hey, strictly business.
What's your favorite pair?
Right now is these Kobe Grinches. I don't know if you can see those things there.
Yeah.
The Grinches. Yes. I've been literally wearing Kobe's. So those Grinches are probably one of my favorite pairs.
I got a pair of Grinches myself. I was lucky to cop some, but how do you play in them?
Absolutely.
So you're a low top guy.
I'm a low top guy.
Oh,
I'm a low top and mid. I can do mids, not too high, but I can do some mids, but for sure low top.
So are Kobe's your favorite to play in then?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you let me ask you this, with your shoe game, are you wearing a different pair every night or the same ones? Are you superstitious? Like, what do you do? How do you manage that?
I usually pre-ship my shoes to wherever I'm going. I did ship some here. I just shipped a couple pair, nothing crazy, just the Kobe's, a few some Giannis's, and some low Kyrie's. But I only have a few pairs, so it's not going to be too many switches for me.
Now I want to get into some real talks, because last time we saw the Raptors in the bubble, they really used their platform for social change, you know, talking about BLM. They and the Boston Celtics were talking about boycotting games before the Milwaukee Bucks actually did it. But now that you guys are in the bubble, a lot of attention, a lot of eyes are on you because there's so much games in the condensed schedule. How are you personally thinking about using your platform to continue on the social change and the messaging?
Here in Toronto, they have a great team set up for us. We've already started, you know, using our platform, you know, make change with mental healthness and et cetera. So, you know, we've already taken our platform and continuing what the NBA did, you know, when they were here in the bubble. So, you know, it's just important just to continue to keep fighting and keep changing, you know, just have change every day. So we're just trying to continue what the Raptors are left off.
You know, Seattle guy, right? Spent a lot of time out there. The Supersonics were the team back in the day.
Still is the team.
Still is the team.
You feel me?
How much do you want that team back there? Like, how cool would that be for you? Talk about that.
I press my dad about it all the time when I can, you know, to see what's going on. You know, he said there's guys talking, you know, there's people talking about building a stadium whatever they got to do, to try to get that team back, and they fighting every day and doing everything they can. My dad, like I said, I press my dad all the time about it, and I can't wait to hopefully we can do something. They can do something, get a team back, because it's a great city. It's a great fan base, and I think it would just be a great location, to put another NBA team.
Yeah, it's kind of like home for you, really.
It is, absolutely. Born and raised in Seattle, 92, in Bellevue. Was there until my dad got traded for Ray Allen. So that's another place I call home for sure.
So they got the Crawford runs out there.
They still got the Crawford runs out there.
Are you playing in those?
I didn't. I haven't yet, but I've been to a few.
That's someone who's been asked to play in those.
You feel me? Jamal's talked to me about it. I just haven't been able to get down there. They got IT got his runs down there too in Issaquah. So the city's still lit out there.
So 905 is in Mississauga, and you're so that's the fan base that you'll be playing from, that's going to watch you guys the most right now. But what would you want them to know about your hometown, Seattle? Like, what's good in Seattle?
We're good in Seattle. We got
coffee.
The coffee's good, but we got the big market, the fish market down there in Seattle. You just check that out by the lake, and that's really all you need. Go get some fish, some sushi, whatever you need. We got it, and it'll be a great time.
Fish and coffee. That doesn't sound like it goes together.
I didn't. Hey.
I said the coffee. I'll let you out the hook.
We got good salmon. We got good salmon over there.
What's the food like in the bubble now?
The food in the bubble, food's okay. Food's decent. We get unlimited of it, so you can't really complain about it. You can't order Postmates and stuff, so guys order Postmates here and there. But for the most part, when in quarantine, it was solid. They took care of us.
Have you been to Toronto much? Like throughout your just growing up and playing around? Like, what do you know about Toronto, Mississauga?
Not too much. The only time I've been out there on that side, for basketball, and a couple years ago, the G League had their showcase there, so we were down there for a little while. But I have nothing bad to say about Mississauga. What is the
Mississauga?
Mississauga. I have nothing to say bad about it. Yeah.
Listen, it's almost like Mississippi, but add an aga at the end, like Mississauga.
Mississauga. There we go.
Say it 3 times.
Mississauga.
Hey,
Mississauga.
there's a nickname.
There we go.
There's a nickname for you. Okay, ready? It's called Saga City.
Saga City. See, all right, Saga City. I like
there you
that.
go.
Like
that's what the cool kids say. Just by the way.
Thank you for putting me on. Thanks for putting me on.
No problem, man.
So we're talking cities. What's your favorite city? As you travel, where do you like? What's your favorite road city?
Toronto.
Yeah, good answer.
For sure.
Okay.
Toronto.
Nice.
Hey.
And number two.
I had a pre-draft in Toronto. It was it was during the summer. I said, what? It was amazing. There was a Blue Jays game playing. Everybody was out. I was like, I wish I can go to the game right now.
Can you repeat that one more time? You said the weather was amazing?
Oh, amazing. Just sun's out, just beautiful, just amazing.
Let them know.
Hey, summers in Toronto. Summer in Toronto are lit. I ain't gonna lie.
There you go. Everyone has, we have the reputation of being the cold city, but honestly, I actually think that some cities have it worse than us. I honestly think Chicago might be more snowy than Toronto.
Yeah, Chicago's it's deadly out there for sure.
Yeah. But that's also, I'm you gotta repeat that one more time, because Toronto's not that bad when it comes to weather. So yeah, we do have our great days in our summers.
Yeah, I do got some snow. Yeah, you guys do get some snowstorm, a few. It still get a little snowy.
We still do. When you are in Toronto or Mississauga next time, you have to make your way down to Carabana.
Carabana. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Carabana. It's
Carabana.
it's like a Charles. How would you explain it?
It's a Caribbean festival, right? So there's
Okay.
a parade. There's like, just a celebration of Caribbean cultures. It's a
Oh
pretty,
yeah.
it's a must. It's an absolute
Absolutely.
must.
Yeah. It sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's an absolute must. You do
Yeah.
that. You can take in a J game while you're here. You can do a bunch of different things. It's a beautiful place to play, and I'm glad you recognize that. Toronto's a pretty special city.
Yeah. I know what's up. I know what's up.
So I knew I would like not just the defense. I knew it was more than the defense that I liked about you. That's big time. Let me ask you this: what's in your earbuds? What are you listening to? What kind of music you listen to?
I grew up. Mom and dad played old school music. I was forced to listen to it, so it kind of just grew on me while I was young. Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Tony, Frankie Bates, Mary Beverly, all the old guys. So James Brown, Louis.
Soul in the building.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So that's basically what I listen to. But I'm still hip, to this generation. I still rock Lil Baby, Wayne, J. Cole, old Kanye.
Agree.
You know what I mean? But I go back and forth, but mostly just it's the oldie.
Where does Drake fall on the radar?
Drake's in there. You gotta respect him. You gotta respect Drizzy. He's in there for sure. Up there with Jay-Z, Wayne. He's right over there.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. Listen, I don't want to keep you because you got big moves to make. Big moves to make. I just want to thank you for your time and being out here. Any last thoughts?
No, I appreciate you guys having me. Had a blast. It's good, talk to people, talk about things. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Pleasure to talk to you too. I can't wait to see what you're gonna do out there in the court.
Can't wait. February 10th. Check us out.
Charles, we just heard from Gary just then. What a great guy. What was your biggest takeaway from that conversation?
What I love the most is that there's still guys that care about defense and care about their team and helping them win. I'm big on that. I think that's amazing. And the swimming fact was kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
That he's such a high level swimmer and he's smart. He got in, he won, and he got out. Good for him.
Very smart. Yeah. Hey, I was thinking, swimming really helps you learn how to breathe because some people like myself are still learning how to breathe without the water factor. So I'm sure that has also helped him in his basketball court, in the sense of cardio, just getting in there. There's so many athletes who are like multi-sport, and then they specialize in their professional avenue. So it's cool to see how that kind of played into basketball as well. What I really took away from his conversation is also the defense. I appreciate great defenders. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring on the court.
Yeah, and we got to get to Seattle apparently to check this market out, to scope out the market and see what that's about. But definitely looking forward to that.
Try the fish and the coffee, but not at the same time.
At the same time,
Noted.
that's right.
Oh, you can try at the same time. I'm not going to try at the same time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check you guys next time.